You're live, pal. Shade, you're live.
Oh, hello. This is too funny. Thanks for the heads up, Ben. I appreciate that. That's my fault. I was doing two other things at once. How's everybody doing today? I am Shane B. You're tuned into Westerly Live, and this is Talk is Cheap with Shane B. I have a new setup here, so I was looking at the wrong thing. I look at the camera over here. I got some new toys in here. Nice little mini studio, so we can do all kinds of new sound effects and really trying to up our game here at Westerly Life and Westerly Live to just utilize this new technology and make the best show that we possibly can for you out there. So I'm going to take a. What else do we have here? Got the reverb. You heard the applause. Got some other kinds of stuff. We're going to play with that later. I just got it in the mail and I was playing with it last night and figured let's go live today. So on Talk is Cheap, it's our Friday show that we do pretty much every Friday starting at 10 a.m. And what we're doing on Talk is Cheap is we are talking with people in the area, in the community, who are taking actions. Because as we all know, talk is cheap. Actions are what get things done. So we've had some great guests on the show. Our guest today, he is an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, we'll say that. His name is Patrick Wyllie. I was just chatting with him a little bit earlier. He has a lot of things going on. He's in the area. And he's doing the best that he can, like we all are, during the COVID-19 pandemic to get through this and come out on the other end successful. So let's go ahead and bring Patrick on. Thanks, Ben. There he is. How you doing, Patrick?
Good, Shane. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, fantastic. Like I said, I'm just playing with some new gear here, and you may be a gearhead too. You love all this technology that we
Oh
have.
yeah, yep, absolutely. As a DJ, I
A little bit of,
have typically all the
little bit
latest and greatest equipment. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can, yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, what's going on? Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. So, well, Ben was telling me a little bit about you. We haven't met before. This is our first time. This is a kind of a new interview type format we started the other night. It makes for a really good interview, and we can just chat. And well, so you're an entrepreneur, and you started a wedding DJ business. How long ago was that?
So that was 10 years ago. In January of 2010, I started my DJ business, which then was called Eternal Events and is now called Wyllie Entertainment. So we specialize in mainly weddings, but we do private parties, photo booths, lighting, and we also are an affiliate of the national trivia brand called DJ Trivia, where we do bingo and trivia gigs at about 15 different restaurants throughout the state when restaurants are open.
Right. So, of course, this right now is affecting your business. So, in the meantime, you have to get creative as an entrepreneur. So, what have you been doing to try and fill the time or build a new business? What's going on?
So I've had a lot of different ideas flowing around. Thought about starting other businesses, but I really wanted to focus my efforts on, self improvement versus making money during this time. Obviously, it would be great to have my income coming in, but obviously that's not the case. So I actually decided to go back to school and finish my bachelor's degree that I never finished 10 years ago when I started my business. I actually left school. I was going to Rhode Island College and left school to start my business. So it's always been something in the back of my mind that I wanted to finish. I just never had the time or the opportunity to do it. So I guess my silver lining in the environment of COVID-19 was it allowed me to go ahead and capitalize on the free time and finish that degree. So that's what I've been working on now.
Well, that's great. Well, congratulations. I know that's one of those, especially as an entrepreneur myself. I have a 2-year degree.
Hmm.
It's always kind of bugged me. I've always wanted to go back and finish the bachelor, so I know what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
it's just trying to find that time. And well, like you said, you have the time now, so you're utilizing it. Like a true entrepreneur is always can always do something.
Yeah, and you know what? I think finishing it will definitely lead to other opportunities for me down the road. So I'm excited. I should be done by August. I had a significant amount of credits to begin with, so it's just a matter of finishing up some specialization courses, and I'll see where it takes me. No set plans in motion yet, but I've decided to tell myself to take things a day at a time, and not focus so much on the big picture at this point, which is weird as an entrepreneur because usually I'm thinking about the big picture. So it's kind of forced me to retrain my brain, so to speak.
No, that's true. Big picture view is typically what an entrepreneur looks at. So that's one thing I've had to learn too with building this company is to really focus on the details and this and the now and today.
Hmm.
Because sometimes you get so focused on that big picture, you lose sight of what you need to do right now to get there. So that's a really good plan of action for you. So what are you studying at college?
So it's a business administration degree, so just general business. I figured that would be my best option to, I guess to keep my options open down the road if I wanted to go get a quote unquote real job. It would be nice to have a generalized degree, but even if I don't, and if I continue down my path as being a business owner, I'm sure whatever I learn in these specialization courses for my administration degree, I'll definitely be able to put into practice. But it's been great so far. I didn't think
Oh, of course, it's never
I
going to hurt you. Education
no,
never.
no. I was always against the piece of paper. I didn't always see the value in it, but I think now, when I wake up one day and my entire business is essentially taken from me, I kind of see the value in having a degree in being able to bring my skills maybe somewhere else in the corporate environment or somewhere else entirely. Um, it's just good to have to fall back on, I think.
No, to have that backup plan. You're absolutely correct. And now, especially now, because the new normal, the way I'm seeing it, will be a hybrid of the old way of doing things and the new way of doing things. So, I mean, it basically now we can work from anywhere. And I think corporations are going to see the value in this to now they can have their employees work from home. It'll save them money on
Hmm.
office space and things like that. So, obviously, you're going down the right path because business will return to normal. Well, whatever the new normal is going to be.
I hope so. One thing I keep thinking about, because most of my income comes from these restaurant gigs, with the trivia and the bingo. I don't know what the new normal is going to be for that. I don't know that it's going to go back to how it used to be. Um, it's going to be a while before we can get anywhere near what we were doing before. I mean, we have restaurants with between 50 and 100 people playing our game each week, or each night rather. They're physically handing us answer slips, and it's very close contact between the host and the patrons. So I'm not sure what's going to happen down the
Right.
road with that at this point. Whether we move to some sort of an electronic system or what that entails, I don't know. Like I said, we got to take it on a day by day basis and expand and adapt as things unfold, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because once things do start reopening, obviously it's not just flipping the switch.
Right.
It started going slowly, and it's going to have to come back slowly as well.
Hmm.
Uh, so obviously, being in the United States, being American, we'll figure it out. I've been looking at the last 6 weeks, and it's amazing how we've just figured things out as we've been going.
Right.
Uh, it's kind of like what you're doing as well. I'm sure we'll figure out some way to do the trivia because trivia is fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know a lot of my loyal customers, my loyal trivia players have been sending all sorts of emails and messages, asking, can we play electronically? Can we do this? Can we do that? There's some issues I think with copyright laws and the way that we do things with pictures and in music and things like that. So we can't really do it individually in our own markets, but the corporate DJ trivia has been able to run some games throughout the week. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're doing a trivia and a bingo game that they're running solely. Unfortunately, the individual affiliates like myself can't do that and make any money off of it. But at least in the meantime, people all over the country can have something to do on a Tuesday and Thursday night while they're locked down, and keep our brand on the top of their mind. So we've been able to do that. So I think people have been getting a little bit of their
So you made
fix.
a good point.
Say it again.
Well, that's good. Oh, no, you made a good point where you said you're an affiliate. So you work for a much larger company. Now, are you an independent contractor? How does that work?
So how it works? So I own my business. I own Wyllie Entertainment. I 100% solely own the weddings, photo booths, all of that stuff. But the specific trivia game, the DJ trivia and the DJ bingo, is an affiliation. It's not technically a franchise. You have to pay your affiliation fees or your license fees in the beginning, and then you have a monthly maintenance fee, essentially for the games to be produced for you, and things of that nature. So it's on my end, it's almost like a dream come true because I don't have to come up with the questions. All I do is pay a monthly fee, and my hosts are able to log into our system and download the pre-made games that are made at the corporate office.
I got you. So you're paying for the content, which definitely helps you out. So you get all the gear, and then they provide the content for you, so you can have a really solid business. That sounds like a good business plan.
It's a great business plan when the bars are open. Yeah, exactly. So my trivia hosts would be considered independent contractors. They're allowed to go off and run the game as they wish, and that's basically the gist.
Cool. Now, when I was talking with Ben, he also said that you're also a realtor.
I have my real estate license. I got licensed in 2017. I like to say that I work with a select number of clients per year. I'm certainly not a full-time realtor. I have no desire to be a full-time realtor. Being in the wedding business, I saw that I was leaving money on the table because a lot of my clients who are getting married are also buying houses at the same exact time. So I said, yeah, let me give it a shot. I'll get my real estate license, see what happens. And it's been good. I mean, I've still sold more than the average realtor. I think the average realtor in Rhode Island sells like 0 to 1 houses per year. I've been doing 10 to 14 deals a year. Which has been good. It's more than enough for me. If I have one deal going a month, I'm fine with that. I don't want to overextend myself, knowing that I have other businesses going on. If I take on too much, I don't think I'm going to be very valuable to that particular buyer or seller. So it's been an interesting ride. The real estate game is funny. I'll say that. I guess you get a lot of interesting people that you meet in this business. But the market right now is been.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's actually, I have deals that are under contract right now. I thought people were going to get scared and not buy, but I think for those people who have the luxury of continuing to work, the essential workers, people who are allowed to work from home, they're still out there looking for homes, and the interest rates are extremely low. So for those people who are in the situation where they haven't lost their jobs, it's a great time to buy.
Well, that was my next question: is how is the real estate market doing? I think you answered it. So there are some gems out there you can find if you can find a piece of property.
Yeah, if you can find it, there's still some deals to be had, and I think that's true in any real estate market. It just depends on how creative you are. I mean, there's always deals to be made. It's just a matter of, can you find it? Do you know the right people? You make your own opportunities, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it. And you said a lot of good points right there, especially if I can tell your entrepreneur mindset. Sorry. You said you're leaving money on the table. So you went ahead and you went to the got your real estate license, you can go ahead and do that. That's the mark of any good entrepreneur, is when something like that does happen and you are leaving money on the table, is you can pivot and you can get into that market. So kudos on that. That's great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm all about multiple streams of revenue, especially at this point.
We have to. Yeah. It's like when the live streaming took off. Well, at Westerly Life, we were positioned, because I saw this happen, not COVID-19, but the live streaming happening about a year or two ago. So I slowly started adding more and more events. And when this happened, we were kind of set to go. And then, of course, Ben, he has his talents and his skill set producing.
Yep.
So everything just kind of worked out. And of course, Caswell Cook, another big proponent of the live streaming. So that's entrepreneurialism in this country. Is you see an opportunity and you gotta chase it. You gotta go.
I know.
After it.
I just wish I had the
how you get things
foresight
done.
to. I wish I had the foresight to invest in Zoom 6 months ago. That would have been an incredible opportunity.
It reminds me of I think it was back in 2008 when I was living in Alaska and I was traveling back to Rhode Island for the holidays. Was it 2008? Whenever the iPod debuted, and I'm in the airport. This is after Christmas. I'm seeing all these college kids with these little iPods. I was like, man, I should invest in Apple. I really wish I did.
Yeah, you'd be sitting pretty now, that's for sure.
Yeah, but hey, those are the breaks.
That's it. You live and you learn.
Got to keep investing in yourself and keep pushing forward.
Exactly.
So now, in addition to all this, you're also an endurance athlete.
Yeah, that's been kind of a new, I guess I'll call it a venture. It's been a new venture in my life. I think it was, yeah, probably January of 2019. I really started, taking my health and my fitness back. I had probably since I had my first kid had let my exercise regimen and my diet decline, and I was maybe drinking a little bit too much, which is not hard to do when you're a DJ. So I actually decided last year to quit drinking altogether. I haven't had a drink in over a year and a half at this point, which has been fantastic. Started eating healthy. And then I started doing CrossFit, and CrossFit led me into doing Spartan races, and Spartan races led me into loving to run, which I always hated running. I was a wrestler in high school, and we always had to we had to run nonstop to make weight, and it just put a bad taste in my mouth for running. So I never thought that I would like running ever in my life. And here I am at 31 years old now, and I absolutely love to run. So those Spartan races.
Yeah, it's funny because I used to be. We have a little bit of a delay, so that's
I see the delay. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say I understand what you're talking about because I'm going to be 43 in a couple months. I'm actually in better physical health than I was at 23.
Yeah,
I wasn't unhealthy. But yeah, it's just and now like it's more in the front of my brain. I'm reading labels. I'm trying to eat the right food now, and it's crazy how things. Oh, look at these pictures.
Yeah, Ben's putting here. So that's a cool picture.
Now
so
the one before that.
Yeah, Ben, go to the one before that one right there.
Yeah, so you're a mountain climber as well, or is this what are we looking at here?
So that's me on the summit of Mount Washington this past February. So I have like this sick thing where I like to go and climb mountains in the winter. I climbed that. That was the second time I did Mount Washington in the winter. The first time I did it was when my son was born. He was born extremely premature, so he was in the hospital for a while, and I needed an outlet. I needed to get out of Women and Infants Hospital, so I decided just to drive up to New Hampshire and climb Mount Washington in the winter. And once I did that, I just got hooked, and I just wanted to hike all over the place. I've traveled to Colorado and done the tallest mountain in the Rockies. I've climbed up mountains with my skis and skied down them. And it's a special thing when you get up to that summit, and especially you can't see the background because it's all snowy and foggy. But it really humbles you when you're out there in the wilderness and you can't see 10 feet in front of you. That experience getting to the top is just like I can't even describe it. Trying to describe it to you in words wouldn't do it justice. But this picture right here is
I get it. I get
like
it.
this is like the epitome of my endurance athletic 1 year career that I had. So this is a race called High Rocks. So High Rocks is a new event, about 2 years old. It was started in Germany, and it's an endurance event. So you have a 1K run with a functional workout after the run, repeated 8 times. So you run, you come into what they call the high rock zone or the rock zone. You do a workout, like pushing a sled with 300 pounds on it, or rowing 1,000 meters on a row erg, and then you get out and you run again. So you just do that again 8 times. So run, workout, run, workout. And a buddy of mine, that's James, his name's James Wilcox, another local business owner. He owns a We Dig excavation out of South Kingstown. We've been friends forever. And
nice.
yeah, so we doubled up. We did the men's doubles division, and we flew out to Chicago in January, which was ironic because that was when I guess we found out there was a COVID-19 case in Chicago when we were there. So we ran this race. We came in second place, and we qualified for what's called the World Series of Fitness, which was supposed to be held in Berlin on April 4th. So we were gearing up for that, training for that, going all sorts of crazy, and getting ready for Berlin. But obviously that didn't happen. So I guess we'll have to just keep training, keep running, and maybe we'll get an opportunity next year to go back to Germany. And here's some of my medals from some of my Spartan races.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that bottom one there is probably the one I'm most proud of. That triangle medal. It's a third place in a men's elite trail run. That was in Palmerton, Pennsylvania. That was a fun race. But that's kind of been my outlet the past year. Yeah.
Everybody needs to have an outlet. That's one of the things I've learned, especially being an entrepreneur, because usually we're treading into unmarked territory as an entrepreneur. You don't know what's going to happen. You're figuring it out as you go. That can be very stressful. It can be very frustrating, which obviously I'm sure you're familiar with. So having that outlet is definitely key. I love to hike. I love being in the woods. Something about getting out in nature. After about 10 minutes, number one, you forget what you were thinking about in the real world.
Yep.
And you're so focused on nature, it lowers your blood pressure. It's having that outlet is key.
Yeah, it's extremely therapeutic, and it's the older I get, the more I feel the need to get out there and challenge myself physically and mentally, I guess, and just not focus on all the stress back at home.
That you just said it right there. Mentally, physically, we all know we can push our bodies further than we think. We can do the same thing mentally, and it can be very difficult, especially when you're coming up on a project or you're trying to push something through. And we're going through this right now with Westerly Live. Of course, like anything, you have this plan, and you're like, okay, I got it figured out. And like Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan till you get punched in the face. And with the live streaming, it feels like every day there's a new challenge that I didn't foresee, but got to keep pushing through it. And as a team, Ben, myself, Caswell, we're all getting through it, and we're doing the best that we can. So kudos to you and all the other entrepreneurs out there who are sticking to their guns and getting things done.
Hey, what else can you do? There's nothing else to do but to do it. So it's either that or you die, I guess, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There's what else do you do, especially in this time? So, and
Mm,
it's the American spirit. If you go all the way back, I'm kind of hooked on these because we're all stuck at home on these History Channel documentaries. Right now, I'm watching. It was the story of us, like of Americans, and you go back and you look from even from day one, the entrepreneurial spirit on
mm.
just pushing forward and getting things done. It's kind of how we built this country.
Yeah, it's perseverance, and I think we all need to have a little bit more perseverance than we think we have. And you're saying the whole mental aspect. I thought of a quote. I don't know if you know who David Goggins is, but if you don't, you have to read David Goggins' book.
No,
He says
the way that-
when you think you're done, you really only have given about 40% or something like that. I might be misquoting him, but he says when you think you're done, you still have more in the tank. And that's what I keep thinking of. The first 2 weeks when we found out that everything was shut down, I thought I was done. I thought I was down and out. And I just remembered that quote. I said, no, I have more in the tank. I have more left to give. I'm not going to quit. And it's you either change or you die. So that's what we're doing. What is Ben showing now?
that's it. There's always more in the tank. We got a pegboard.
Peg, yeah. Oh, so this was my Ben helped me film my audition tape for American Ninja Warrior, which I didn't get in, but it wouldn't have happened anyway. But that was me up at No Risk CrossFit in North Smithfield, doing some wall balls right there. I coached a little bit. I actually, speaking, back to the whole entrepreneur thing. I have my CrossFit Level 1 trainer certificate, so I was training people at a gym for a while. There we are, pushing the sled. Yep, that's the perseverance right there, I guess.
Oh, what's okay? Yeah.
Now I'm doing some gymnastics. Ben, where do you get all this stuff? You just have
Well,
all
you can do
this
the
footage.
rings too.
Yep, doing rings, muscle ups, all that kind of stuff.
That's how you start doing it.
Here's a box jump. This was
You
fun.
can jump on top.
Oh, he's gonna show the bad one. There we go. There we go. Oh, this is my infamous handstand walk, I guess. Oh, wait for it. Wait for it. I'm gonna crash into Ben. Yep, right into Ben.
Oh,
Oh man,
oh,
too
that's
funny.
great. So obviously, all those moves are that took you time to practice. So obviously, that didn't happen overnight. That
No,
was
no,
practice, 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 practice. I would imagine.
absolutely, 100%. Yeah, when I first got into all that, it was multiple times a day, every day. And that's kind of my mindset with everything is I fixate on things. Once I get something new in my life, I will obsess over it until I perfect it, and if I don't perfect it, I continue to do it until I can't do it anymore. That's it's always been my mindset with everything I've done in life. So I plan to continue that throughout this whole COVID-19 experience. That's for sure. I'm not gonna
No,
let it beat me.
no, exactly. I agree with you 100%. It's you have to keep practicing, keep trying. I'm the same thing with. I'd say maybe 99% of the things I do. Uh, if I'm sometimes if I'm not getting it, maybe I'm like, well, I'm not meant to learn how to do that. So
Mm,
I'll focus my energy on something that I can really, really do. But I agree with you. You have to keep practicing, and I try not to phone in anything that I do because I want it to be the best that I can do,
mm.
so I can keep getting better, and it improves that mental toughness, which we all need, especially right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, the mental toughness thing is an understatement. There are a lot of people right now who are in worse shape than we are and are in not as good as positions as we are, even though my business is not up and running. I'm still surviving. I still can pay my bills and, I'm blessed in that aspect. So, I just hope that people find it within themselves to persevere and not let this thing beat them, um, because it's going to end. It's temporary, and hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, this too shall pass. It always does, and as we always come out on the other side, especially it's the American spirit. Of course, we'll persevere. We'll get through this together. But that's the key. We got to get through it together because we're all in this together, and
It's the
we will
common
get
theme.
through it for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Well,
I
this
guess,
has been great.
yeah. There's that delay again there, Shane.
We're approaching 32 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah, no, thanks for
figure it out.
having.
You know,
Yeah.
it's technology. We had a plan. And
What are you gonna do? We
it's just the
persevere.
way
We
it
adapt and
goes.
overcome.
So if we can help out, that's exactly how it goes. We know these live streams aren't going to be perfect, but that's why they're so awesome because they're real, they're raw. The way I see things going is live streaming is the new thing. You're going to have your broadcast network TV up here, and then your movies. But people are loving the live aspect of it because it's not rehearsed. It's just it is what it is. We're putting it out there. If people like it, that's awesome. If they don't, hey, that's okay too. We'll just try again and do it better next time.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, I really appreciate you having me. This whole technology thing, I'm going to capitalize on it by starting my own podcast in the coming weeks. We're going to be interviewing and speaking with a whole bunch of small business owners throughout Rhode Island and speaking with them in regards to what they do, how they started their businesses, and how they're trying to adapt and overcome. So more on that. Maybe we'll reach out to you, and you could be one of my guests on my podcast down the road.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to do that. So if we can help you out at Westerly Life in any way, please drop me an email, call me. We'll do the best that we can to help you out.
I love it. Thanks so much, Shane. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Patrick. Have a great day. Thanks. All right. So that was Patrick Wyllie, local entrepreneur, businessman, doing the best that he can for him and his family to get through the COVID-19 pandemic, like we're all trying to do. So thanks for bearing with us here as we're testing out some new gear. I got this new little mini studio right here. Interesting story on this. Basically, because of COVID-19 and live streaming has been taking off, you can't find any gear. Everything is back ordered, things you can't find. Well, it turns out they discontinued making it for North and South America. So I found this one. It came all the way from Japan, and it got here a couple days ago, and I was very excited. So just adds a whole new level to the live streams and the interview shows. I have some effects in here. This is pretty cool. Could do some applause. I have some other effects. What else do I have? Oh, I got the reverb. This is pretty cool. It's just fun little stuff that I can do. I can add some effects here. What's this one? Oh, I don't have it on. But anyway, it's pretty cool. So I'm got my day kind of planned out. I got some other things I have to do today. Well, thanks for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. It was my first time streaming on my computer, so that's why I keep looking up and down. But again, adapt and overcome. We'll get there. So thanks to Ben, our producer today. Another great job, another great show. So stay tuned to westerly.live. Let's talk about that for a little bit. So Westerly Live right now is posted primarily on Facebook. What we've done over the past couple of weeks is we've upgraded our software, our hardware, things like that, so we could broadcast directly to our website at westerly.live. All of our shows are up there. We have a calendar of events for the schedule. The shows are listed. We have about a half dozen shows up there right now, and it's going to keep growing. So we're building this network for the Westerly area called westerly.live. So you can find right now, you can watch everything still on the Facebook page at Westerly Live. But if you move to the website, you get the full experience. So that's going to keep growing as we keep pushing forward. So definitely check that out. We're going to keep building that as we keep moving forward through the COVID-19 pandemic and wherever we go after that, what the new normal is going to be. Excuse me. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast. I have a long day ahead of me. I'm sure Ben does. I'm sure everyone else out there has a long day ahead of them. So for Westerly Life and Westerly Live, I'm Shane B, reminding you to enjoy your Westerly life.